Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being.
And now, Mike's thoughts. Philadelphia fans are stupid. I said it. The Philadelphia fans are flat out stupid. If you guys do not know by now, there have been gunshots in the celebration from the NFC Championship game, and then an 18-year-old teenager fell to his death while climbing a pole. Now, it is tragic that the young man, the 18-year-old boy, lost his life from climbing up the pole and falling. It is tragic. It sucks. I would hate to be his mom and dad, parents, aunts, uncle, etc. That is terrible. But then you go to the other guy that was in a crowd of probably 20 to 30 people. He's on video, very, very blatantly, very, very clearly, pulls his 9mm up, goes pop, 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 shoots it in the air into the crowd of people. Now, let's just be honest, like the crowd of people, like what are you doing, man? Like, are you stupid? Like, it seemed like they didn't really panic. If I felt like they kind of knew the guy and like what happened, but like, how stupid can Philadelphia Eagles be? Like, act like you've been there before. Well, Buck, we haven't won the Super Bowl you were just at the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. Stop it. You guys are expected to be in a championship consideration year after year after year. You're going to act like animals, act like idiots? Like, why? Guys, if you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I understand that you guys are excited for your team. If you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan and you are in the city of Philadelphia, I understand that, you're not a diehard. You were born this way. You were born into the Philadelphia Eagles system, right? So act like you've been there before. Don't be shooting guns in the air, climbing poles, destroying cars, doing all that. Like, why? Why? You were supposed to win that game. You were supposed to go to the Super Bowl this year. You had a great season. Act like you've been there before and stop acting stupid. Philadelphia Eagles fans, do better. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah. From the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it.
This is
Man Hour.
What?
Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour.
What?
Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhatcher here with the Man Hour. Over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Check out the blog section as well, guys. And obviously, check out the Explore tab as well. If you're going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, guys, head over to Spotify. Head over to iTunes. Over to iHeartRadio. It doesn't matter. Download the podcast form. The podcast form will be uploaded directly after this live stream is over. So if you miss any part of it, or you just want to listen to it on the way to work, bada bing, bada boom, it is out there. Also, guys, we do upload clips every 3 hours on our YouTube and Facebook channel. So if you're on YouTube and you missed a part of the show, there's clips. I do every segment. Every segment is out there, guys. So enjoy those clips, and enjoy those, shorts and whatnot as well. But guys, it is, what's today? It's Wednesday, isn't it? Hump Day. Today's Wednesday, January 29th, guys. We are, 10 days away from the NFL Super Bowl, so we're going to start diving into the big game. We're going to start talking about the Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes storylines. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles defense, about how great they are. and about how much they're more important than actually Saquon Barkley is. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Josh Allen, the Dallas Cowboys, and how I can fix the Pro Bowl. How I'm going to tell you how to fix the Pro Bowl. And then it's Wednesdays, we got some cold, hard facts. And then we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. And it's going to involve Aaron Rodgers. That's right. We are going to be talking about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Aaron freaking Rodgers, at the end of the show. But guys, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Before you get too carried away, we got to welcome some people in the chat. We got to welcome the people, because this is a live interactive show, guys. I do see each and every comment and try to interact as much as I can. We got Old Man River in the chat today. He says, what's up, what's up, what's up, Old Man River? We got my man Jim Pals in the chat as well. Jim is the CEO of the Pigskin Pundits, guys. See a little heart next to his name. If you guys want to be like Jim, click on the membership tabs below or click on the subscribe button. Bada bing, bada boom. You can become a Pigskin Pundit. Jim says Jason Kelsey can't even pick the Chiefs to beat the Eagles. Listen, Jim, the Eagles got a good defense. The Eagles have a great defense. They have a great team. They have a great running back. They have a damn good coach and a pretty damn good quarterback as well. The Eagles are stacked from top to bottom. So, like, I've seen people say, like, this will be the lowest rated Super Bowl ever. Like, why? This is a great matchup. These are two powerhouse teams going to war, and this is the way it should be. It shouldn't be no underdogs or outliers or this. It should be the best teams in each conference battling for the Super Bowl, and that is what we got. That is what we got. And Old Man River says yes, and they will be favored versus Philly, meaning the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what? I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs will be favored, because actually, versus the Buffalo Bills, it was just a 0.5 favorite for the Kansas City Chiefs when they. I don't think the Chiefs will be favored, to be honest. Old Man River. Casey Morgan is also a Pigskin Pundit. What's up, Casey? Says, what's good? Casey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to see you here. Hope you're having a good day up there in the New Hampshire area. So hopefully you're staying warm. You guys got a lot of snow, a lot of wind happening up there from what I saw on the old weather there. Jim Powell says this happens every 4th and New Year's, meaning the shootings and people climbing telephone poles in Philly. Jim says they used to let me pull my car in the plant to avoid bullet holes in the roof of my little Cobra. That's so mind-blowing to me that it is just the norm, right? You're just on New Year's Eve or a celebration, somebody just pop, like that's the norm. Like, people do understand that those bullets got to come down at some point, right? It is just crazy to think that that's just the norm. Casey says Philly is the only fan base that will burn down their own city in a win or a loss. And when I heard that, Casey, I'm like, well, you're probably right, man. Because I feel like every celebration that I see or loss that I see in Philadelphia, there's a car on fire, there's police cars getting spray painted. Like, it's just crazy, right? It's just crazy that they do that. Sign Man X says, I'm pulling for the Eagles. I don't want to see a three-peat. So Sign Man X, like, I understand not wanting to see the Kansas City Chiefs three-peat, right? Or be successful because of the fan base and because of Taylor Swift and the whole rigging of the NFL system and the refs do this, and this. But wouldn't you want to see history? Wouldn't you want to experience history? Because, like, you know, if you think about it, my generation, I'm 36 years old, right? I really have not seen... Well, I mean, like, we've seen a lot of history, right? Like, we've seen the home run records that are now tainted because of steroids or whatever. But to be honest, like, we haven't seen a lot of history in our time frame that 30, 40, 50, 60 years down the road be like, oh, you back in my day in 2025, actually, they'll probably say back in 25, we saw the greatest dynasty ever. The Kansas City Chiefs win 3 Super Bowls in a row. And they could be talking about it in 21, like 2101 or 20, or like, they could be talking about for hundreds of years to come. I mean, like, I want to see history. I mean, granted, I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but at the end of the day, like, seeing history would be great, because if you think about it, we may never even see another back-to-back Super Bowl winner, let alone potentially 3 in a row. It's just mind-blowing that so many people do not want to experience that history. And Sign Man X, like, I understand why you don't want to see it, and I understand why you're pull for the Eagles, but at the same time, like, damn, like, John and Jim, they've seen their fair of like history. David as well. Mr. Piction punted him like himself. He says the LA Chargers are like in the house. They've seen a lot of history. They've doubled my life. Like I'm 30, they're 60, right? They've seen double it, and like I haven't seen a lot of history. I want to see some history. I want to see the history. Old Man River says I meant the other way around, meaning the Eagles will be favored. They should be. I wouldn't see why not. Signman X says that's a tough one to say since I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Listen, as a Dallas Cowboys fan, why would you be rooting for a division foe? Since you are a Dallas Cowboys fan, first of all, welcome to the page. We need some more Dallas Cowboys fans in there that are level-headed and not so narrow-minded, just like myself. But if the Denver Broncos were in the Super Bowl, I'm not rooting for the Broncos. If the Chargers were in the Super Bowl, I'm not rooting for the Chargers. I want them to get their asses whooped. Like I want them to get to the promised land and get their asses whooped. So as a Cowboys fan, Signman X, you should be rooting for the Dallas Cowboys, for the Kansas City Chiefs. You should be putting on your Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes jersey right now, turning your Cowboys hat inside out. Rally time, baby. Chiefs Kingdom. David says, I need Vic Fangino to study the way Tampa beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Shut them receivers down. David, the Kansas City Chiefs are a hell of a lot different from that first Super Bowl, right? Versus Tom Brady. Let's just be honest. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were on a destiny, right? Tom Brady was playing out of his mind. Did he throw over 5,000 yards that season? Like, Tom Brady was like, you know what? This could be my last ride. Let's go, boys. There was no way the Kansas City Chiefs were beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that game. Not only were the Kansas City Chiefs kind of limping in there, right? They haven't really paid their dues at that particular point either. So if I remember correct, David, I saw a stat where Patrick Mahomes with Vic Fangino as the head coach or a defensive coordinator is 10-2 against him. So Patrick Mahomes has beaten Vic Fangino as a head coach or a defensive coordinator 10 times. 10 times. Those two losses, obviously one was kind of a weird game, but 10 times is tough, baby. 10 times is tough. Jim says the most Philly thing in the world to do is a body on the bank of the Delaware being numbered by the CIU while the USS New Jersey was being towed past it. It was being demolished. I was watching it from atop a $500,000 clarifier tank. So you saw a body getting what? Just like laying on the banks like dead? Crazy. That's crazy. Bam is in the chat. Said the Kansas City Chiefs shut down Saquon. It's good night. Night, sucker. Bam, stick around, buddy. Stick around because we are going to be talking about a lot about Saquon Barkley coming up here and the Eagles defense coming up. So stay around. Doughboy says the Kansas City Thieves. All right, Doughboy. Since you want to open up those bag of worms tonight, Doughboy. Since you want to call them the Thieves and the Cheats and this and this and this, what have the Kansas City Chiefs done? What have the Kansas City Chiefs stolen besides people's hearts? What have the Kansas City Chiefs done to cheat? Did they deflate the footballs? Did they stick them on their hands? Did they spy on other team practices? Did they collude to get draft picks or something? What have the Kansas City Chiefs done to steal their wins? What have the Kansas City Chiefs done to cheat the system? What have the Kansas City Chiefs done to cheat, steal, lie, do whatever? What have they done, Doughboy? Doughboy, I'm asking you. What have they done? Answer me! Old Man River says D-Hop is going to have a day. But Doughboy says, nah. D-Hop is watched. Listen, D-Hop can have a day or he cannot have a day. It's not going to matter because Travis Kelce will be the star of the show in that game. Let's just be honest. But we got a lot of time to think about the Kansas City Chiefs coming up. David says Blankenship and company. Blankenship, I think, will be the difference. We'll talk about that defense. Slow it down, David. We'll slow it down. And Dylan Peterson's in the chat today as well. He says, what do you think about the Bills need to do to win versus the Kansas City Chiefs? I think they need to, for one, run the ball in the fourth quarter next season, right? when you are consistently running down the Kansas City Chiefs throats in the third quarter and you forget about James Cook in the fourth quarter, you need to continue what you do, right? You need to run the ball down their throats. Secondly, they need some better coaching. They were not prepared for that blitz. Let's just be honest, right? We all know the Kansas City Chiefs dial up third down blitzes, dial up four down blitzes, and Spags always has that safety corner blitz dialed up in the back pocket. He's going to use it once, maybe twice per game. Does it every game, does it every big game. Josh Allen was not prepared for that at all. So they just need better coaching. I think the team is there, but I believe it is segment number 4. Dylan, we'll be talking about that. We will be talking about that. But guys, let's get into some Super Bowl talk. Let's get into some quarterback battle talk. Let's get into Jalen Hurts taking on Patrick freaking Mahomes. I understand they don't actually play each other, but let's just be honest, it is the stars of the show. The quarterbacks versus quarterbacks, that's just what we do, right? But guys, Jalen Hurts has arguably taken a back step this season, right? He is definitely kind of scooted back so far this season. But when you look at Jalen Hurts, guys, he has been in the MVP race. Jalen Hurts has signed that big contract. I believe it was 5 years, $250 million, right? He has led his team to the Super Bowl back in 2021. But guys, the question that I want to start off the Super Bowl week with, of course, we're 10 days away, but Super Bowl coverage, guys, will Jalen Hurts outplay Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? Let me be perfectly clear. Will Jalen Hurts outplay Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? Guys, Jalen Hurts has been very, very below average all season long. He has just 193 yards passing per game in the 2024 regular season. So far this postseason, in 3 games, he has 168.3 yards passing per game. The last game, he did throw for 246 yards in that game, so definitely bumped up his average a little bit. Patrick Mahomes has averaged 211 yards passing so far this postseason. And in the regular season, 245.5 yards in the regular season. But when you look at Patrick Mahomes and you look at Jalen Hurts, both of these quarterbacks do not care about their stats. Both of these quarterbacks do not care about the Pro Bowls. Both of these quarterbacks do not care about MVPs. Both of these quarterbacks do care about winning. And they do what it takes to win time after time and time again. So now, let's say Jalen Hurts does have an off game. Eagles still have Saquon Barkley. Let's say Patrick Mahomes has an off game. Still has Kareem Hunt. Guys, the point of the matter is Patrick Mahomes is going to outplay Jalen Hurts. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Patrick Mahomes is the best situational quarterback in the NFL. When you need a score, when you need a big third down play, when you need a big fourth down play, when you just need a conversion of one way or the other, Patrick Mahomes is going to be that guy. Jalen Hurts is a game manager. So is Patrick Mahomes, but Jalen Hurts has to have Saquon Barkley to be successful in the Super Bowl. And if Saquon Barkley gets shut down, Jalen Hurts is probably going to get shut down. So the question is I'm going to ask is, will Jalen Hurts outplay Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? The correct answer is no. Patrick Mahomes is going to outplay everybody. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the man, the myth, the legend that he has that we know him to love in his Super Bowl run, right? Patrick Mahomes puts up great Super Bowl numbers. He averages 260 yards passing in just the Super Bowl alone, right? In 4 Super Bowls, he's putting up a lot of good numbers. He averages 2 touchdowns, averages nearly 300 yards passing, averages nearly 50 yards rushing. Guys, Patrick Mahomes steps up to the moment. He's a great situational quarterback, and he's going to outshine Jalen Hurts in this game. So, guys, in the comments below, let me know. Do you think Jalen Hurts will outplay Patrick Mahomes? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below. David says, absolutely true about running Cook. The Chiefs never stopped him. Listen, the Kansas City Chiefs have the 9th ranked rushing defense in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 10th. But they're giving up 101 yards per game in the regular season. So far this postseason, they're up to like 160. The Kansas City Chiefs are not going to probably stop Saquon. So why does Hurts need to step up, right? So that's why I think Patrick Mahomes will outshine him. Old Man River says, who has the most rushing yards between the quarterbacks? It's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Old Man River. Patrick Mahomes will have more rushing yards than Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts is going to probably find the end zone once, twice, maybe 3 times again. I don't know. But Patrick Mahomes will have more rushing yards because he is going to get that 15, 16-yard scamper when it's 3rd and 20 and get the first down, right? He is going to get that big 20, 30-yard rush when it's 2nd and 20. That is just what Patrick Mahomes does. Patrick Mahomes will outshine Jalen Hurts in this game. Eagles fans in the chat says, hey, what's up, Eagles fan? What's up? And Old Man River says, yes, Jalen Hurts will outshine Patrick Mahomes, will outperform him, will outplay him. Old Man River, why do you think that? Do you think that because Jalen Hurts will have to, because the Kansas City Chiefs will shut down Saquon, or because so much pressure has been put on the Eagles to throw the ball? 119 yards a game isn't going to cut it anymore, right? You have to pass the ball to win it. Is that why it is going to happen? I'm just curious of what's your thoughts on that. Jim Powell says Hurts is plotting the ship. He doesn't have to outplay him. He runs the plays called, and he is the manager. Mahomes is a schoolyard gunslinger. Jim, you are correct. Jalen Hurts is the picture-perfect quarterback that you want on your team. He can step up when you ask him. He also takes a step back and relaxes and does what he is asked to, right? The point of the matter is I think Patrick Mahomes is going to outplay him because Patrick Mahomes is probably going to have to, right? Probably going to have to. So, with that being said, Casey says Philly wouldn't be in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley. And Casey, I agree to an extent. I agree that this year Saquon Barkley should be the league MVP. I agree that this year, yes, the Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't have won 13, 14 games in the regular season if Saquon Barkley wasn't on this team. I also agree that Jalen Hurts had to take a step back this season to let Saquon Barkley shine, and he's perfectly okay with that. Winning cures all. However, Casey, Jalen Hurts has led the Philadelphia Eagles to a 13-14 win season before without Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts has led the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. So to say that Philly wouldn't be here without Saquon Barkley, that is a stretch. We can waffle around the answer all we want, but I think that is a stretch. I think it is a stretch because the Eagles have been there, done that. Now, if the Eagles have been like the New York Giants and been 7-10, 6-11, just not very good, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes Saquon Barkley, and boom, they're in a 14-win team. Boom, they're in the Super Bowl. Then yeah, it's going to be all Saquon Barkley then. But Hurts has led them team to the Super Bowl. Hurts has been there, done that before. Nick Sirianni, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, right? They've all been there, done that before. Pat 1960 says, Mahomes is a grim reaper. Chiefs kingdom. Listen, Patrick Mahomes is a great situational quarterback, Pat. If I had to pick any quarterback in the last 5 minutes of a game, I'm not going to pick Josh Allen. I'm not going to pick Lamar. I'm not going to pick Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to pick Brock Purdy or Jared Goff or Sam Darnold or Dak Prescott. I'm picking Patrick Mahomes. He knows how to win. Simple as that. He knows how to win. Saquon's going to rush for 175, says Old Man River. We'll talk about that. We got plenty of time to talk about yardage, but I can guarantee you he's going to get 100. Stick around for Factor Crap, Old Man River. We got that coming up. Guyetta says defense wins championships. Defense does win championships 10 years ago. Now it's all about offense, baby. But yes, the Eagles do have a great defense. So do the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs defense, you guys have been kind of underestimating as of late, right? We are forgetting that they have a great defense still. I believe you're underestimating. Old Man River says, I believe you're underestimating Philly front four. I am not underestimating Philly's front four at all. I am not. I think Jalen Carter is on his way to becoming the best defensive tackle in the NFL game. The rest of that Philly front four is very, very good. They're great. Philly has the number one ranked overall defense, the number one pass rush, and the number one pass defense for a reason, because of that front four. I'm not underestimating them at all. Well, member says, what college did Hurts play for? That would be Oklahoma. I know you wanted me to say Alabama, but the answer is Oklahoma. Jim Powell says, this is a classic old bull, young bull scenario. Hurts doesn't have to bang them all. He doesn't have to bang them all, but you still got to get a nut, right? You still got to get a nut at the, like at the end of the day. Jeez. 88 says, go Chiefs. Listen, me as a Chiefs fan, I like seeing that. Me as a Chiefs fan, I like when you guys say go Chiefs, right? I know Laura doesn't want to talk about Kansas City Chiefs. That's why she's not here tonight. I know a lot of people hate the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's why they're not here tonight, because I'm here to gloat. I'm here to say I told you so, right? But it is what it is. Next up, guys, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles defense. Let's talk about arguably the best defense in the NFL. Actually, let's talk about they are the best defense in the NFL. Guys, but I got to ask this question. We heard Casey say that the Eagles would not be in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for Saquon. So, guys, let me ask this question. What is more important for the Philadelphia Eagles this Super Bowl Sunday? Not this coming up Super Bowl Sunday. Is the Eagles defense more important or Saquon Barkley more important to their success in the Super Bowl? Because like what Casey said and what most people have been saying most of the season is Saquon Barkley is the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl. He has carried this team to this point all season long. People are saying, most people, Casey and including several people in the chat will be saying the same thing. Saquon Barkley is the reason why that they're in the Super Bowl, and I can see why. So far this postseason, he has 147 yards per game. Not total, 147 yards per game. That man is running over everybody and their dogs twice on Sunday. Hell, just in the regular season, he averaged 125.3 yards this regular season. He has had several 200 games. He's had several 150 yard games. There is no secret. He has been the workhorse. Matter of fact, he has 5 games all season underneath 100 yards. 3 of those came in the first 5 weeks of the season when the Eagles thought they had to pass the ball all over the field, and the other one came versus the Dallas Cowboys when he didn't even play the second half. But on the other side of that, guys, the Philadelphia Eagles defense, they're first in total defense. They're first in pass defense. They're 10th in rush defense, 2nd in scoring defense, and 5th in red zone defense. As much as I hate Gallardo, whatever the hell his name is, I don't like that guy at all. I hate you. Defense does win championships. Saquon Barkley can get you to the promised land, but defense wins championships at the end of the day. How can the Eagles consistently give Saquon Barkley the ball time and time again? I believe it's averaged like 27 times per season or per game so far this season. He's been getting the ball a lot. He runs the ball a lot. How can the Eagles consistently run the play and run? It's because the Eagles defense is shutting people down. When you have a defense that is 2nd in scoring, only giving up 18 points per game, you can run the ball in the 4th quarter. When your defense is 1st in pass defense, forcing the other team to run the ball and to milk the clock, you can come in, return, and milk the clock. When you are 5th in red zone scoring, teams get into the red zone, they're not scoring on you. You can run the ball. Guys, the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles is way more important in the Super Bowl than Saquon Barkley. Now, I'm not saying, don't forget about Saquon. You still got to give him the ball. You still got to let him eat. You still got to let him score that 60-yard touchdown untouched, right? You still got to do that. But the defense will be the reason why you can run Saquon Barkley in the second half. The defense will be the reason why you win the championship. The defense will be the why that Saquon Barkley may win the Super Bowl MVP. The defense is more important. So, guys, in the comments below, let me know. Who do you think is more important in this Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles? Is it Saquon Barkley or is it the defense? As the cheerleaders say, defense. Junis Howard in the chat. What's up, Junis? 1 year anniversary follow and a top fan. He says, go Philadelphia. Junis, I'm happy that you can even spell Philadelphia, man, because I always try to spell it, and thank God for autocorrect in speech like text. I cannot spell Philadelphia. That's why I spell Philly or Eagles or PHI. Let's just be honest. John says Mahomes will never be Tom Brady. I don't understand that statement, John, because I think Patrick Mahomes has already passed Tom Brady. Yes, Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowl rings, but he played for what, till he's 45, 25, 26 years in the league. Patrick Mahomes is getting ready to have 4, and he's played 8 years in the NFL. Like, slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Alpha Rob's in the chat today. What's up, Alpha Rob? He says, I'm here listening just to teams I don't like. Alpha Rob, we will be talking about your Buffalo Bills coming up here, so stay around. Here in about 10 minutes, Alpha Rob, we'll be talking about your Buffalo Bills. John says Saquon will run all over the Kansas City Chiefs. And John, later in Fact and Crap, I may agree with you or I may not. But I can tell you that the Kansas City Chiefs do have the 9th ranked rushing defense in the NFL. I can tell you that Saquon Barkley averages 125 yards a game in the regular season. I can tell you in the postseason, he's averaging 147 yards per game this postseason. I also can tell you that the Kansas City Chiefs are giving up 150 yards per game in rushing this postseason. So will Saquon Barkley run all over the Kansas City Chiefs? That to be determined, right? Stick around for Factor Crap in hour number 2. I will let you know, right? Old Man River says defense wins championships in today's time. I don't understand what from today's time is and last year's time, the year before that or year before that, but defense is starting to go away, old Man River. I understand you're 60, 70, 80 years old. I understand you're old, you're bald, and you're gray. I understand that. I understand that your balls hang down to your knees because they're so saggy. Defense won championships back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, hell, even in the 90s. But we're in the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. Hell, we're damn near in 2030. We're not even going to have defense at some point. Let's just be honest. Jim says, I heard Hurts and Mahomes were born, completed college appearance, and since the last Super Bowl appearance for the Dallas Cowboys. Jim, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Also, Jim, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Isaiah Pacheco, DeAndre Hopkins, all was born, went to college, got married, had babies, all since the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions won a Super Bowl. If you want to go down that route. Davey on 120 FPS says the Chief is the best team. The Kansas City Chiefs are a very, very good team, Devin. They're a great team. But roster-wise, talent to talent, head-to-head across the board, the Eagles have the more talent. I think the only place where the where the Kansas City Chiefs trump the Philadelphia Eagles roster-wise on paper, quarterback play and tight end play. And even then, Dallas Goedert's still pretty good. Travis Kelce's 12, 13 years in the league, kind of taking a step down a little bit, right? The Eagles on paper, Davion, they're way better than the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just saying. Jim says Hurts is the center on the ice. He doesn't have to drop the gloves. That's what Barkley is for. I don't know nothing about hockey. But if I was hockey, I would be the enforcer. So I guess Saquon Barkley is the enforcer, right? Dropping those gloves, fighting. Minnie, Jim says, do you think someday we could meet and have a hamburger helper together? Sure. I love me some hamburger helper. Matter of fact, hamburger helper was a staple in my household for many, many years. Not because we were poor, just because we like hamburger helper. Even then, still to this day, I eat a good hamburger helper and some ramen. Just like it. Junis says the defense is more important. Junis, I think you're correct. I think we're on the same page. I think we agree. I think the Philadelphia Eagles defense is more important than Saquon Barkley. Old Man River says, good thing you're not paid to think. Good thing I'm just get paid to react, right? I read and react. Thinking kills, baby. I played football for way too long. Once you start thinking about shit, it's over. It's already past. You're like, oh, shit. There he goes. Josh Allen says Mahomes is Michael Jordan of the NFL, even a better version. Josh, do not regurgitate what ESPN says. Do not regurgitate what ESPN says. Think for yourself. Mahomes is very, very good. Michael Jordan was very, very, very good. But they're two totally different things. Michael Jordan had to have Scottie Pippen to win those championships. Had to have Dennis Rodman to win those championships. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need Tyreek Hill to win those championships. Doesn't need Kareem Hunt to win those championships. Doesn't need a number one receiver to win those championships. Mahomes is the best ever. Jim says transferly, Mahomes is not Brady. Just like LeBron is not Jordan. Neither of the two young cats would be playing indifferent in their eras. And I don't want to get too much into the LeBron versus Jordan, Brady versus Mahomes thing, but if players could translate into generations, right? If Patrick Mahomes could go play back in the 2000s with Tom Brady, I think Patrick Mahomes would still be successful. If LeBron James could go back into the 90s and play with Michael Jordan, I think he could still be successful. However, I do not think that Michael Jordan could come into today's NBA game and be successful. I don't think Tom Brady could come into today's NFL and still be as successful as he was. Yes, I understand he just played 2021 was his, or 2022 was his last season, right? I understand he did play in this new era, but starting now from here on out, I don't think he could he could compete the way he did back in the 90s and early 2000s. So I think LeBron and Patrick Mahomes could go back in time, but Jordan and Brady cannot go forward in time. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope it does. Junis says the Eagles' secret weapon will be the play action pass. We are going to dive deep into the play action pass, but yes, you are 100% correct. Jalen Hurts hitting the ball to A.J. Brown deep over the or deep on the left sideline versus the Commanders, that was huge for them, right? Alfred says, I don't know who I want to win. Yeah, you do. You want the Kansas City Chiefs. Defense can't do anything anymore. They can't. They can't, right? Phillies fan 25 says, will Saquon pop off? I mean, honestly, has Saquon been capped on all season long? Averaging 125 yards in the regular season, 147 yards in the postseason? Has Saquon really been not popped off all season long? Like, honestly, if you think about it, legitimately, Saquon Barkley has been hard all season long. Saquon Barkley is that young teenager still pop, still trying to get that first nut. Has Saquon Barkley really popped off yet this season? Yes, I understand he had 100 or 240 some odd yards versus the Giants, right? That could be a pop off, but like, what are you considering a pop off? Because Saquon Barkley all season has been kind of Saquon Barkley's been great all season long. Josh says, do you think Saquon is better running back than AP was? This year, yes. This year, Saquon Barkley is definitely hands down better than Adrian Peterson, but Adrian Peterson did it over a longer period of time, right? So I guess to be determined. Let's see what Saquon Barkley does next season. Old Man River says, you're on a blank. Watch some videos of MJ and LaFlop. Listen, LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I'm just saying, LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Best. Actually, I just pissed off my wife 100%. She's a huge Michael Jordan's fan. Bill Cross Jr.'s in the chat. What's up, Bill? He says Mahomes couldn't go back and take those big hits. Yes, he could. He does it now, right? He does it now. Juna says Michael Jordan would thrive against a no defense league. No, he wouldn't, because Michael Jordan would not be bulked up if he played because like, I don't know a lot about NBA. I watch it passively here or there just to watch some of my Kentucky guys play. But every documentary, every book that I've read or listened to, I don't read books, I listen to books, ebooks, right? Everything says the reason why Michael Jordan is become Michael Jordan was because of the Detroit Pistons. They came in there and they physically beat him down. So Michael Jordan had to physically get bigger, faster, stronger to compete with the Detroit Pistons. If he was playing in this no defense league, which, I mean, I think the NBA is terrible anyways, just chuck it up from 55 feet out and pray, right? He would have no reason to be bulked up. He would have no reason to have that killer instinct, right? Like Michael Jordan wouldn't be Michael Jordan. I'm just saying. Alpha Rob says, do you think the Kansas City Chiefs could have beat the 2000 Baltimore Ravens this year? It depends what rules we're playing by. 2000 rules? No, the Baltimore Ravens would run all of them now. 2025 rules? Kansas City Chiefs. Josh says, yes, and LeBron is more complete player than Michael Jordan. Yeah, I agree. Jim says, gee, those young cats couldn't play that physical for that many years. I'm done with that. LeBron isn't worthy of drinking the tea made from MJ's jockstrap. He's just a freaking defensive star as well. Get out of here. Old Man River says MJ would average 45 in today's defense. He would still be a baby back bitch. Moving on. Let's talk about Isaiah Pacheco. Let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, the angry runner himself for the Kansas City Chiefs, number 10, Isaiah Pacheco. Guys, Pacheco was the number one running back and the energy bomb for the Kansas City Chiefs before he broke his leg back in week 4 of this NFL season. Insert Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt held down the fort, but since Isaiah's return, he's been hasn't quite found his groove. Matter of fact, I've heard some people say that they should move on from Isaiah Pacheco. Those people are just flat out stupid. But guys, let me ask this question. In the Super Bowl versus the Philadelphia Eagles, does Isaiah Pacheco have to have a 50-plus yard game for the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Philadelphia Eagles? So guys, Isaiah Pacheco is a third-year running back. In his short 3 years in the NFL, he has won back-to-back Super Bowls, now pinning the three-peat. The last 2 Super Bowls, Isaiah Pacheco has been the man, the myth, the legend. In 2023, he has just averaged 66 yards per game. In the postseason, he stepped up, averaged 80 yards per game in 2023. His rookie season, 2022, he just averaged 48 yards per game. In the postseason, he stepped up to average 65.7 yards in the postseason. So far this postseason, he's only averaging 15 yards per game. In the regular season, he only averaged 44.3 yards in the regular season. On the other hand, Kareem Hunt, 56 yards per game this season, and this postseason, 54 yards a game this postseason. What those stats tell me, and my eyes tell me, because I do watch a lot of Kansas City Chiefs football, is that Kareem Hunt is the guy. Kareem Hunt is the number one running back right now for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Isaiah Pacheco is that energy bomb that he always once was. So guys, does Isaiah Pacheco have to have a 50-plus yard game for the Kansas City Chiefs to win versus the Philadelphia Eagles? The answer question is no, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. He doesn't, and he probably won't. He will probably only get 6 or 7 touches, but those 6 or 7 touches that he does get, he is going to run hard, he's going to run at you, and he is going to piss you off. And he's going to be that little spark of energy that Kansas City Chiefs might need when Isaiah Pacheco comes in there. Guys, I love Isaiah Pacheco. I love the way he runs. I love the way he gets up and just always like he is always just he's so wiry, right? He's like, damn, dude, calm down. Like, I feel like he's always on speed or cocaine. Like, he just always boom, 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 right? But guys, Isaiah Pacheco is not the end-all, be-all for the Kansas City Chiefs this season. They have a great 1, 2, 3, 4 punch in the backfield. They have Kareem Hunt. They have the rookie running back Carson Seal from Indiana here. Not from the Indiana University, but Indiana State. Then they got P. Ryan, and then they got Isaiah. It's just, Isaiah will have a nice, long NFL career. Isaiah will bounce back and be the number one guy in Kansas City again next season. But this year, hey, it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to let the old man eat. It is okay because winning cures all. So, guys, will Isaiah Pacheco have a 50-plus yard game in this game for the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles? No, he will not. He will have about 6 or 7 carries for about 18 yards. So if you are a betting man, bet the under. It is what it is. Bet the under. So what do you guys think? Will Isaiah Pacheco have 50-plus yards in this game? Old Man River says he does, but he won't. What? Always entertaining people says the Chiefs won't win. Why won't they win? Always entertaining people says not at all, meaning Isaiah Pacheco will not have 50-plus yards in this game. Not at all. And I think you're right. Always entertaining people. I see you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and I'm not sure if you're trying to hate or like troll, but I agree with you. I think Isaiah Pacheco will have about 7 touches for about 16, 17, maybe 20 yards tops. They're going to be nice, angry runs, nice 3 or 4 yard run gains, but he's not going to get the ball that much. Rick Miller's in the chat. He's a new top fan here. Actually, a new follower, I should say. What's up, Rick? He says, nobody has given the Chiefs defense a second thought. How many games had the Chiefs defense practically shut down their opponent's offense in the second half? My money has been on the Chiefs all year long, and they haven't disappointed. Go Chiefs. Rick Miller, you are exactly right. We have, since the playoffs started, hell, since about week 15, we have been talking about the Philadelphia Eagles defense, about how great they are. Number one defense, number one defense, number one defense. We forget that the Kansas City Chiefs have had a top 10 defense all season long, right? We forget that they've been top-notch all season long. Now, they did flounder a little bit down the stretch when they played the Texans on Christmas, and then they played the Steelers. They kind of floundered around, and then obviously versus the Broncos, they didn't show up at all. But for the most part, you were absolutely right. In the second half, they've been shut down defense. Now, I don't have their stats, how many points they allowed in just the second half, but they're only allowing 21 points a game. So, that's still pretty good. Still pretty good. Always entertaining people says you aren't running on the number one defense, champ. Well, always entertaining people. The Philadelphia Eagles do have the number one overall defense, yes. They also have the number one overall pass defense, right? However, their rushing defense is 10th. They don't have the number one rush defense. And I think that is how you are going to expose the Philadelphia Eagles defense is to run at them. Now, probably this time next week, I'm going to give you the keys to each game. And I bet you one of the keys for the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be run at Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter is a special talent. I think Jalen Carter will be a top defensive tackle in the NFL before his career is over. But right now, he has Micah Parsons vibes written all over him. He loves to rush the quarterback, love to go sack the quarterback, but when you run at him, he's not going to make that tackle. That's when you let Isaiah Pacheco run at Jalen Carter. Run in between those tackles. Make that number one defense stop the run. Once you stop the run, then they're going to nickel and dime down the field with the pass, right? Buffalo Bills lover says, watching from Bangladesh. What's up, Buffalo Bills lover? How did you become a Buffalo Bills fan being from Bangladesh? I'm just kind of curious. I was going to say something, but I will keep it to myself. Junis says, no, just use the two-headed monster with Kareem Hunt. Exactly, Junis. Kareem Hunt, averaging 50 yards a game. Isaiah Pacheco is only averaging, 13 yards a game or something like that. But yeah, two-headed monster, right? But Josh says, hold up, slow it down, baby. Isaiah Pacheco is greater than Kareem Hunt. As I think you are correct, Josh, but I feel like Isaiah Pacheco is a lot like Derrick Henry, right? Meaning Derrick Henry will be shut down in the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter. But once he gets that 15, 16, 17, 20th carry in the game, he's still going 100% at you, right? That is when Derrick Henry becomes King Henry, is in the fourth quarter, because his endurance doesn't go down. And I think Isaiah Pacheco is just like that. But this year, with Kareem Hunt, with Carson Steele, with P. Ryan, you are not going to get those 20 touches. And this is a blessing in disguise for Isaiah, because it's going to prolong his career. Now he's not going to get a $50, $60, $20 million deal, right? but is going to prolong his NFL career and make him a lot of money. Robert Defoe says Chiefs already won the Super Bowl. They did last year. They did. Yeah. And the year before that. And then 2 years before that. So, yeah, they've already won the Super Bowl. Jared says, my Falcons almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Jared, I almost won the lottery. I almost made it to the NFL. I almost got a 4.0 in college. But I didn't. I didn't get a 4.0. I didn't make it to the NFL. I didn't win the lottery. I mean, we all almost do stuff, but we did it. Jared says the Eagles are going to win by 13. Nah, not going to happen, Derek. Sorry, Jared. Not going to happen. It will be a single score game, and it will come down to a C.J. Gardner-Johnson holding penalty, and the Kansas City Chiefs win. Old Man River says, and Taylor Swift tickets keep selling, the Chiefs keep winning. Stupid. Stop it. Robbie says the Ravens had the best defense last year in the AFC Championship game, and they shit all over them. Robbie, the Baltimore Ravens lost last year to the Kansas City Chiefs because they decided not to run the ball. It's simple as that. They ran the ball 8 times in the AFC Championship game. They passed it for 45 times. How do you beat Lamar Jackson? Force him to throw the damn ball. Not only were they throwing the ball, they were choosing to throw the ball 45 times. And the Baltimore Ravens still almost won. What was the score? 23-20? I can't remember the score, but yeah. Blue Cheese, he says, I think Noah Gray is going to have a good game. Listen, Blue Cheese. In fact or crap, I'm going to talk about Noah Gray. I think you're right. I think Noah Gray is going to be a dog. Jim Powell says, you don't win 15 in the league without a great defense. They just don't make it all the noise about it. No locker room ammo. Who are you referring to, Jim? Are you referring to the Chiefs or the Eagles? Because I think they both have great defenses. I think the Eagles' defense is a little bit more well-polished, but the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs come out when they are a great situational defense. Just like Patrick Mahomes is the greatest situational quarterback, I think they're a great situational defense. But it is what it is. It is. All right, guys, so let's get into our number 2 here. So, guys, we talked a lot about the Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. We are going to be talking about that a lot coming up here in the next 10 days. But in segment number 2, in our number 2, guys, we're going to travel across the rest of the NFL landscape. We are going to talk about some of the other doings, some of the other beings out there. So with that being said, guys, let's start our number 2 with segment number 2, and that is going to be Josh freaking Allen. As you guys know, the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen are now 0-4 versus the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Many people want to push this blame on Josh Allen about he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't do that much. Other people want to blame it on the refs, but we're not going to here to be talking about that. We're going to be here talking about, did Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills blow their chance to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs? Was this year, 2024 NFL season, 2025 playoffs, was this the best time, the best team, the best opportunity to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs? So as you guys know, Josh Allen played great all season long. Josh Allen played at MVP level all season long. Then the regular season, he averaged 219 yards passing per game, and he averaged 212 yards in the postseason. On top of those great passing numbers, 200-plus yards per game, he averaged 31.2 rushing yards per game in the regular season and then 35 in the postseason. Guys, the Buffalo Bills was a damn good team this season. They played great all season long. They had some monster wins. But when you think about this, guys, let's flash back to June and July. Hell, even early August. What was it, week 4 when they got blown out by the Baltimore Ravens? Many people had the Buffalo Bills finishing 3rd place in the AFC East this season. Many people deemed that this Buffalo Bills wide receiver core was the worst receiving core they've ever seen. It's going to be the worst receiving core in the AFC East. Most of the people said that the Buffalo Bills were in a rebuild season. So rebuild year, finishing third place in the AFC East, the worst receiving core in the NFC, or sorry, the AFC East, I should say. And then on top of that, their defense isn't very good. We don't know if Josh Allen can really be the guy. He is kind of reckless, kind of turns the ball over all the time, and this. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is Josh Allen is a great talent. Josh Allen is a great quarterback. Josh Allen might be one of the best quarterbacks we have seen in modern time. Hell, we would be talking about him in the GOAT conversation if he didn't have to run up against Patrick Mahomes every freaking year. So, guys, was this the year that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills blew their chance to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, and they'll never do it again? Guys, the AFC is loaded. The AFC is loaded. I've said it on the show many, many times. The AFC is loaded. You do have the Buffalo Bills. You have the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's not forget about the Baltimore Ravens. Let's not forget about the Cleveland Browns. Yes, those Cleveland Browns. They're still pretty good. Let's not forget about the Bengals. Steelers, they find the right quarterback. They are back and potentially winning a playoff game. Granted, they haven't done this since 2025, but hey, they could be there, right? The Broncos are coming. The Chargers are coming. The Texans are there. The Colts are a quarterback away. Hell, maybe even a coach away. The Las Vegas Raiders are... We're going to be talking about the Raiders, but me as a Chiefs fan, I'm kind of like, oh, shit. Guys, the AFC is so lit from top to bottom. Hell, even the 16th team in the AFC, the New England Patriots, still are pretty damn good. Guys, I think this year was the perfect year for the Buffalo Bills to upset the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, and they blew it. And they simply blew it. It wasn't because of Josh Allen. It wasn't because of the players on the field. It wasn't because of a rebuild year. It wasn't because they're the worst team or the worst receiving core in the AFC East. It wasn't because they were supposed to finish third in the AFC East. It's because they were outcoached. Coaching has been the biggest issue for the Buffalo Bills. The defensive scheme, the offensive play calling in the fourth quarter, and not being situationally aware that the Kansas City Chiefs like to bring safety and quarterback with us on fourth down. Like, how do you not know that? Just get the ball out of your hand. Guys, I don't know if the Buffalo Bills can bounce back from this win or from this loss. I don't know if the Buffalo Bills can legitimately come out in 2 years from now and play the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Isaiah Pacheco and maybe Noah Gray is the tight end. Like at that particular point, they get another receiver. You know, as long as Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are on the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know if the Buffalo Bills will ever have a chance like they did versus to win in the playoffs. This loss hurts them a lot. This loss hurts them worse than the 13 seconds. Because in the 13 seconds, they at least played a complete game. They were just outplayed. This year, they were outcoached. Guys, the window is closed for the Buffalo Bills. The window is closed. I'm sorry, Alpha Rob. Sorry, Carson. Sorry the Bills fan here watching from Bangladesh. Buffalo Bills lover. Like this was the year that you guys were going to go to the Super Bowl. This was the year that you guys want to get over that Kansas City hump. This was the year that you guys legitimately had a chance to win the Super Bowl, and you blew it all because your coaching sucks. It is what it is. James Morris says the Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles by 17 plus. Stop it. Stop it. Alpha Rob says no, they will be back. The Buffalo Bills will be back in the playoffs, says Alpha Rob. They will be back in the playoffs, Alpha Rob. And they will beat the Baltimore Ravens yet again. And they can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers yet again. And they could potentially beat the Browns or the Bengals or whoever else they might run across. But I think the kryptonite is the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid has Josh Allen's number. I don't know if Josh Allen needs to go back to a nice tight haircut, nice clean shave. He needs to do something wrong because right now it is not working. It's not working. And Robbie says Josh Allen played his heart out there all season long, and he did. I'm not taking anything away from Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a great season. He took that hit in the chest and still delivered the ball. It should have been caught, right? But the reason why he took that hit, the reason why that play even was scrambled from the beginning is because the coaching did not prepare Josh Allen, was not the eyes in the sky and preparing Josh Allen for that corner safety blitz that Kansas City Chiefs like to bring on fourth down the fourth quarter. It is like clockwork. Steve Spagnuolo always dials up a cornerback blitz or a safety blitz depending on what coverage comes, what formation comes out in that particular play. He's going to dial up and somebody's going to come. It's just not the Buffalo Bills that weren't prepared for it. The Ravens are never prepared for it. The Bengals haven't been prepared for it. Spagnuolo's a great coach. Great coach. But I think the window is closed. Old Man River says, I agree. Old Man River agrees with us. What? Slow it down, baby. Something's wrong. Dave Rocker 69 says, this isn't over. We will get there. And Dave Rocker 69, I'm assuming you're a Buffalo Bills fan. It looks like you have a Bill Mafia profile picture there. I hope you guys do get over the hump, right? I hope you do get a chance to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, whether it's a wild card game, divisional round, championship game. I don't care. I hope you get that opportunity to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But right now, I'm not for sure if that is even capable. Now, obviously, the three-peat hasn't happened yet, but it's pending, right? Three-peat is pending. I highly doubt we're going to see a four-peat, right? I mean, personally, I didn't think we were going to see a three-peat either, but four-peat, right? Hopefully, the Buffalo Bills are the ones that stop the Kansas City Chiefs from a four-peat. I don't want the Ravens. I don't want the Bengals. At those Bengals, right? I hope it is your Buffalo Bills. It is. It is what it is. Alpha Rob says they have a chance. They have a chance. That defensive scheme just doesn't seem to work versus Kansas City Chiefs. Honestly, Alpha Rob, anybody's defensive scheme versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs does not work. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they are on a wavelength. The rest of the team is on a wavelength that their offense just damn near unstoppable in the fourth quarter. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to decipher, trying to look like what kind of signals and what he's like. I don't see it. Me as a coach, I don't know what Patrick Mahomes does so great, but he tears up the defense all the time. No matter if it's the Ravens, Bills, Bengals, it doesn't matter. They're on a different wavelength right now. Josh the Ape says, it was because of the refs. Stop it. John, stop it. That is stupid. That is asinine. That is asinine. So just because the Kansas City Chiefs get an extra play here, they still got to score. Just because they get an extra play on defense, the Buffalo Bills still have to the defense still has to stop them. It's just stop it. The ref argument is done. It's over with. Find a new argument. Robbie says, I think it's more mental problems when teams play the Kansas City Chiefs. Seems like teams are scared to play them. Robbie, I think you are correct. I believe it was Rex Ryan said it on Monday. I think it was Rex Ryan. I was passively in my office and they had just had the TV on. I don't watch ESPN or Fox, but I like Rex and I heard what Rex said. And I'm pretty sure it was Rex. He said when Tiger Woods puts on that red Sunday golf shirt, everybody knows that Tiger Woods is going to win that game. Tiger Woods knows he is going to win. The commentators know Tiger Woods is going to win. And his opponents knew Tiger Woods was going to win. And that's what it's like with the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs right now. Patrick Mahomes knows they're going to win. Us fans know they're going to win, and the other team knows they're going to win. It's just crazy how great they've been. Blue Cheese says because the refs told them to run the same play on 4th and 1 on third for the third time after already failing the first two times. Not wrong. Old Man River says Allen will be there more than twice in his career. Old Man River, we thought the same thing about Dan Marino too, right? Was it Dan Marino's second season? He led them to the AFC Championship game. And we're like, oh, he's going to be there for many, many years to come. I don't think he won one other playoff game besides that, right? And I understand the whole Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning argument, right? Tom Brady beat the Colts twice badly in the playoffs, and then the Peyton Manning finally came back the third time and got the monkey off of his back, yada, yada, yada. Josh Allen's lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 4 times. 4 times in the playoffs. Josh Allen has 5 playoff wins in the last 2 seasons. The only team quarterback to ever do that and not make it to a Super Bowl. That is tough. That is tough. Robbie says, I wouldn't close the window because no team in the East can be a challenge to the Buffalo Bills. Now, let's slow it down. Miami Dolphins, if they're able to play at home in the playoffs and get a comparable head coach, I don't think Mike McDaniels is that coach. I think they need to get rid of him. Insert Mike McCarthy. Then the Dolphins got something. The Dolphins got a great defense. Their offense is pretty powerful. Get Tyreek Hill, the cancer, out of there. Send him to San Diego or LA or wherever, right? Get him out of town. And the Dolphins won't be terrible. Alpha Rob says, I heard someone say the old line should have slid over on the blitz. Yes and no, right? The offensive line did what the quarterback told them to do. The quarterback did what he was taught to do. It all comes back down to coaching, right? All comes back to coaching. Old Man River says, I think Philly has to play more zone, and that shuts down the quarterback runs. But then it opens up the short passing game. Double-edged sword for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kai Kit, you're the one, says SI10. Asinine 10? SI10? What does that mean? Ruby says, man, glad you are wise enough to know Mahomes is crazy special. That way the way he sees the field and plays under pressure is ice cold. Listen, Jaden Daniels might one day be up there, which he has that stone cold feature, right? But Patrick Mahomes is on a different level. Best situational quarterback out there, hands down. Lance says the Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills fair and square. Even the few extra calls from the refs, the Bills had every opportunity to still win the game and didn't get it done. Correct. The Buffalo Bills lost the game by not running the ball in the fourth quarter. Let's call it what it is. Chiefs again. Say Chiefs 3-peat. What's up, Chiefs again? Rudy says Bills tried to tush push 10 times. Always left side and was getting plugged, yet kept running the same play. Coaches choked. Rudy, on the flip side of that, they did compete 4 of 6 on fourth downs with the tush push, right? So that's a double-edged sword, right? If it's not broke, why try something else? But yeah, I get what you're saying. Alpha Rob says the Bills beat the Finns like KC beat the Bills. And honestly, Alpha Rob, that is what is so dynamic about the AFC, right? Me as a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I did not want to play the Baltimore Ravens. I thought the Baltimore Ravens would have beat us in the AFC Championship game. I would have preferred to play you guys because I thought we had a chance to beat you guys. However, the Buffalo Bills beat the Ravens. The Ravens beat the Chiefs beat the Bills. It's just one vicious rock, paper, scissors type of thing, right? Robbie says, I heard rumors about Hill to the Ravens possibly. We'll see, but they'll still blow it. They'll still blow it. I'm not for sure if they could afford him, honestly. Kit, you're the one, says, LOL, Kitter. You said asinine and said acid 10 for the Bills not responding to the defensive blitzes because it's even dumber than they did. You're right. My bad. Never heard that before, but I love it. What you're talking about. Moving on to the next question, guys. Dallas Cowboys. The Super Bowl bound Dallas Cowboys. You heard it right here first on January 29th at 10:15 p.m. on the East Coast time, 2025. The Dallas Cowboys are Super Bowl bound. Or are they? As you guys know, the Dallas Cowboys are making some moves. They hired Brian Schottenheimer as their head coach. They hired Matt Eberflus as their defensive coordinator. They've been making some good coaching decisions, right? However, the Dallas Cowboys are still a couple key pieces away. So, guys, let me ask this question. The Dallas Cowboys have been nailing the drafts the last couple seasons. The Dallas Cowboys drafted Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, just to name a few. But if you flash back to the 90s when the Dallas Cowboys were making the Super Bowls and winning those Super Bowls, they made some free agent acquisitions. So, guys, are the Dallas Cowboys a free agent away from making the Super Bowl in 2025? This offseason, the Dallas Cowboys need to address the offensive line and the defensive line this offseason. Now, like I said, they've been nailing the draft. They've been killing the draft for the last probably 7, 8, 9 years, honestly. But they decided not to go out in free agency. They don't want to pick up Saquon Barkley or King Henry or go after this. They don't want to spend money in free agency. But they have to. It's simple as that. They have to. If the Dallas Cowboys want to make it to the Super Bowl, they have to go out there and get a free agent signing. Defensive tackle. There's 3 or 4 big defensive tackles names out there that can make a big difference for the Dallas Cowboys in 2025, be an instant impact. Jordan Phillips from the Buffalo Bills, instant. Nadati from the Kansas City Chiefs, instant. How about Kinlaw from the New York Football Jets? Bring him in there. You're probably going to go to the Super Bowl. That man's a beast. On the offensive side, you have Moses from the Jets. I like what he's been doing over there at Jets. Yes, he's been kind of overlooked, but you know what? You put him on a great team like the Dallas Cowboys with a great coach like Brian Schottenheimer, Matt Eberflus, and the rest of those guys, look out. How about Beckin from the Eagles? He got traded from the Jets to the Eagles. Now he's going to be a free agent this season. Bring him on down. How about Lawrence, man? Renzer from the Minnesota Vikings. Guys, back when the Cowboys were winning Super Bowls, back-to-back, 96, they brought in huge free agents. They brought in Dion. They brought in Charles Haley. Hell, even back before that, they traded Herschel Walker to get to where they were at in the 90s. Guys, the Dallas Cowboys have to make a huge free agent splash this season. It's simple as that. Make a huge trade for Dak Prescott. Send him to Las Vegas. They'll probably give you 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick and Max Crosby. They would do that. Maybe trade CeeDee Lamb. Trade him to the Baltimore Ravens. They might give you Derrick Henry for it in a couple first-round picks. They're silly enough. They didn't use Derrick Henry at all. Yeah, get him out of here. Take him. Guys, the Dallas Cowboys need to nail this free agency. If they nail this free agency and they keep doing what they've been doing in the draft, they are a Super Bowl team. They are a Super Bowl team if they do that. So what do you guys think? Can they win the Super Bowl? And Robbie says, they them girls for sure. They them girls. Slow it down, Robbie. Slow it down, baby. You know the Cowboys are my side chick. Rudy says, the Dallas Cowboys have to get rid of JJ. Dallas Cowboys will not. So first of all, Jerry Jones is a great owner. Jerry Jones is the best owner in all professional sports. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Jerry Jones is the best owner in all professional sports. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer, whatever. He's the best owner. Every time I put Dallas Cowboys in any title of my video, it is going to be a 1 out of 10. Meaning it's going to be one of the best performing videos that I have. Every time Dallas Cowboys are brought up on ESPN or Fox, that is the #1 viewed YouTube video out there. Sex sells and Dallas Cowboys are sexy. They've been bad. Let's just be honest. This year they were bad. I put Dallas Cowboys in a title back in week 12. We had damn near 1,000 live viewers. I've never had over 30. And all of a sudden we have 1,000 because I put Dallas Cowboys in the title. Jerry Jones is a great owner. Jerry Jones just needs to step out of his own way and hire a general manager. Once you hire a general manager and start spending money in free agency again, bada bing, bada boom, you're going to win. And this is a Super Bowl talented team. If you look at the roster, this is a Super Bowl roster. Matt Eberflus is a pretty good defensive coordinator. He had a top 10 defense the 3 years that he was in Indianapolis as a defensive coordinator. Old Man River says, hell no, as long as Jerry's calling the shots, they are not even going to make it 5 wins. Slow it down, baby. Alpha Rob says, who's their running back? Dak needs a running back to be successful. And this season, Alpha Rob, is going to be my man Deuce Fun from the Kansas State University. Mr. 5'4", 135-pound man himself. Give Deuce the rock. No, but honestly, they're probably going to have to draft a running back. I don't know if there's any free agent running backs out there that would be worth the damn. Maybe Kareem Hunt. I think he was brought in on a 1-year deal for the Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe Kareem Hunt. Maybe he goes to Dallas. Maybe the 49ers are willing to part ways with CMC. I don't know. That is tough. Robbie says, I'm a Steelers fan, bro. I was born not to like the Cowgirls. Listen, I feel you, man. I feel you. Me as a Chiefs fan, I was born to hate the Raiders. I don't know why. I was just always told to hate the Raiders. And the more I think about the Raiders, the more I just All right, guys, it is time. We're 90 minutes into today's show. And on Wednesday, we do a little thing called Cold Hard Facts. So I have about 3 or 4 cold hard facts, and it's simple. They're cold, they're hard, and they're strictly facts. So cold hard fact number 1, guys, is Patrick freaking Mahomes. Mahomes is the man, the myth, the legend. Let's just call it what it is. He is great, right? But some cold hard facts, guys, is that Patrick Mahomes will be the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes will lead the Kansas City Chiefs to the victory, and he will be the MVP. The MVP is a quarterback-driven award. Let's just be honest. Travis Kelce can catch the ball for 150 yards for 2 touchdowns, but guess who is throwing him the ball? The quarterback, Patrick freaking Mahomes, and Super Bowl MVP. Trent McDuffie can have 2 interceptions and a pick 6. But you know what? Who is going to win that game-winning drive? Who is going to get all the glory? The quarterback, the MVP, Mr. Patrick freaking Mahomes. McCole Hardman can come back from IR. He can have another huge punt return and swing the whole game. But you know who's going to punch it in and lead the drive? Quarterback, Patrick freaking Mahomes. In 4 Super Bowls in Patrick Mahomes' career, he averages 267.8 yards passing in those games. He averages 2 touchdowns per game. He averages 45 yards rushing in those games. Guys, cold hard fact number 1 is Patrick Mahomes will be the Super Bowl MVP and the Kansas City Chiefs will repeat. Cold hard fact number 2, Saquon Barkley. Guys, fact of the matter is Saquon Barkley will rush for 100 yards in this game. Saquon Barkley will get his yardage and get his bread and get his bills. Yo, he just has 5 games under 100 yards this season, 3 of which came at the start of the season, in which the Eagles were still kind of figuring out their whole offense with Saquon Barkley on the road. They were still trying to pass the ball all over the field. And then the 4th one came when the Dallas Cowboys, they beat the hell out of the Dallas Cowboys. He didn't even play the second half. Saquon Barkley averaged 125 yards per game this season and have been averaging 147 yards this postseason. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs do have the 8th ranked rush defense, but they're giving up 101 yards per game. Guys, cold hard fact number 2 is Saquon Barkley will get his 100 yards in this game. Cold hard facts number 3, Pete Carroll. The man, the myth, the legend has been signed to the Las Vegas Raiders. Guys, Pete Carroll will not have time to turn around the Las Vegas Raiders. It's simple as that. Pete Carroll will not have time to turn around the Las Vegas Raiders. He will be 73 years old to start this season. When he took over in Seattle in 2010, he took over at 8-18. In his first year, he went 7-9. They did make the playoffs by winning the NFC West, but they ended up beating the Saints in the wild card round, but they weren't very good. Let's just be honest. In his second year, he went 7-9 again. Now in 2012 and 2013, they did start to turn around the Seattle Seahawks a little bit, right? Won 2 playoff games in 2012, and then they won the Super Bowl in 2013. They did go back to the Super Bowl in 2014, but they ended up losing. In 2010, he had a vet quarterback by the name of Matt Hasselbeck. In 2012, he drafted one of the best draft picks in a long, long time in Russell freaking Wilson, but he was also surrounded by vets and, let's not forget, the Legion of Boom. Guys, the Las Vegas Raiders have the 15th ranked overall defense. They have no quarterback. They have no offensive weapons to speak of. I guess you can call AOC a weapon and Brock Bowers, but truth be told, guys, the Las Vegas Raiders hiring Pete Carroll at 73 years old was dumb. Cold hard facts is he will not have time to turn them around. It's simple as that. Excuse me. And cold hard facts number 4, guys. Mike McCarthy will lead a team to the playoffs in 2026. As you guys know, Mike McCarthy has withdrew his name from head coaching consideration from the New Orleans Saints in this 2025 season. He'll be taking the year off to, quote, we charge the batteries. Guys, Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He did great things in Dallas. He just could not get the playoffs wins and the support in the offseason, aka free agency. Guys, this year, he will recharge his batteries. He will find a team that wants him. He will reamp his offense, get a good staff together, and he's going to be Sean Payton 2.0 like he did in Denver. Guys, Mike McCarthy will lead a team to the playoffs in 2026, and those are the cold, hard facts. Alrighty, guys. So every Wednesday we do cold hard facts, guys, and we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here on youtube.com/manhour and of course facebook.com/manhour as well. So what do you guys think of those cold hard facts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Robbie says, I don't like the Raiders. F those Raiders. My man, Robbie, my man. Blue Cheesy says cold hard facts, the Raiders suck. Man. Not wrong. Old Man River says Saquon Barkley going to rush for 175 and 3 tutties on Super Bowl Sunday. Old Man River, I definitely do think he is going to get his 100 yards. I don't think that is any question at all, right? Old Man River says, wake me up when he's done jiggling Mahomes balls. Real McCoy says MVP will be Barkley, going to run over the Kansas City Chiefs defense. Sad but true. And Real McCoy, let me tell you this. If it is all Saquon Barkley for the Eagles, they're going to lose this game. Jalen Hurts has to step up. It's as simple as that. Old Man River says, bad choice. Should have hired Gruden. I told you, old Man River, Andy Reid's going to retire in 3 years from the Kansas City Chiefs. John Gruden's going to be inserted as the Kansas City Chiefs head coach and lead them to another three-peat. Alpha Rob says, Bard Barker did live to 100, so there is some hope. Not wrong. Not wrong on that. Old Man River says, straight from Homer Waffleson. I'm hating on the Raiders because I'm a homer. And Josh says, great, now I need an ice cold beer. Josh, I would love for the Bud Light or Coors Light to definitely sponsor that segment. That would be awesome. I would definitely crack open an ice cold beer every Wednesday and drink it right there. Real McCoy said the Chiefs defense is going to get exposed. I'm not an Eagles fan, but they're going to get exposed. And honestly, real McCoy, I hope you're right. I hope you are right, so we can go out there and bring back L'Jarius Sneed at a discount, and Patrick Mahomes can go out there and ball out. I hope you're right. Robbie says if Barkley rushes for 175 and 3 tutties, they win the damn game. Slow it down, Robbie. Slow it down. Just because Barkley has 3 tutties, that's still only 21 points. The Kansas City Chiefs average 28 points per game. Where does your other score come from? It doesn't. But guys, it is time for a Factor Crap. Guys, every 15, 20 minutes to end the show here, we do a thing called Fact and a little bit of crap. I've been scouring the old interwebs, and we're going to determine if it's indeed a fact or if it indeed is a crap. So guys, play along. It's a live interactive show. Let me know if you think this is a fact or it is a crap. So fact or crap number 1, Mr. Travis Kelce, Mr. TK himself, guys. Guys, Travis Kelce arguably is the best tight end / wide receiver in postseason history. Nobody's better than Travis Kelce in the postseason. As you guys know, Travis Kelce was drafted back in 2012 to the Kansas City Chiefs. For the last 12 years, he has been a staple of the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Yes, he did not play very much his rookie year. He actually only played 1 game. Second year is when he started to get his bread. So, guys, fact or crap? the Kansas City Chiefs will be lost and will not be favorites next season if Travis Kelce retires. Now, I have not heard really anything from the Kansas City Chiefs or Travis Kelce's camps or anybody out there, but I've been seeing a lot of those script leaks saying that the script has been leaked. Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift as he retires from the NFL after winning the three-peat. And honestly, it would not shock me one bit if retirement is in the back of his head. Because 12 years in the NFL is a long time, especially for a tight end. Guys, Travis Kelce is the best tight end / wide receiver the NFL has ever seen. 9 games over 100 yards, breaking Jerry Rice's records last week. He has been the staple for the Kansas City Chiefs offense since his second season in 2014. He actually had 7 straight seasons of 1,000+ yards receiving from 2016 to 2022. He would have been 8, but he did miss the first 2 games of the 2023 NFL season with, an ankle injury. Even in his 12th season in the NFL, he still had 823 yards receiving this season, despite being double teamed and double covered for the whole first half of the season. On the other hand, during the first half of the season, when he was getting doubled, triple teamed, basically taken out of the game, the other tight ends and the receivers started to step up. Noah Gray, which is the 3rd leading receiver on the team with 437 yards receiving, was the man, the myth, the legend the first 5-6 weeks of the season before D-Hop came into town. Hendershot had a handful of huge catches as a tight end as well. And let's not forget about Fortune. He was a huge part of the team before going to the IR. Now, obviously, losing Travis Kelce would suck. There would be some growing pains without Travis Kelce. But as long as the Kansas City Chiefs guys have Patrick Mahomes, they are going to be okay. So, guys, fact or crap, will the Kansas City Chiefs be lost and not be favorites next season if Travis Kelce retires? And I got to say crap. I got to say crap because of Patrick freaking Mahomes. Remember back in 2022 when Tyreek Hill left to the sunny side state of Miami, went down to the Dolphins. Everybody said they were done. 3 years later, 3 Super Bowls for the Kansas City Chiefs, 10 kids for Tyreek Hill. Guys, Travis Kelce is a great talent. But the Kansas City Chiefs are a great team. They have a great quarterback. They have a great coach. They have a great organization. They will be able to rebuild and rebuild and rebound and rebuild from that. Old Man River says crap. Old Man River, you are correct. It is correct. But Alpha Rob says fact. Travis Kelce is too good to be missing next season. It's fact. JM said they say the same thing about when Tyreek Hill left. Exactly. Yes, we did draft a great receiver that year and Rashid Rice. Let's not forget that. Rashid Rice stepped up about week 15 and on, kind of catapulted, right? But you are correct. But then Old Man River wants to come back and say fact. First he says crap, but now he's saying fact. He must get old and senile, doesn't know what he's talking about. But Alpha Rob says the reason why it is a fact is because he knows how to play the defenses. He knows how to find the weak spot of the zone and sit there. He knows how to read Patrick Mahomes' mind, and they're always on the same page. Alpha Rob, you are 100% correct. Noah Gray is getting there, though. Let's not forget that. Noah Gray is starting to get there. Now, he will. I don't think he will ever be a Travis Kelce type of talent, on that same wavelength, but Noah Gray is a good talent. And Old Man River says Travis Kelce is crap. Travis Kelce is no good. Go to bed. And JM says he's not better than Gronk, but he is better than Gronk. Stats don't lie. Eyes don't lie. Travis Kelce is better than like Gronk. He's a mid blocker. He doesn't need to block. He's a tight end. Catch the ball. Run the ball. And even then, he does get in people's way just long enough to spring the leg. And Buck's got a bro crush. Yeah. I feel like me and Travis would kick it on a Sunday afternoon. We would love it. Next factor crap, guys. Next factor crap. Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers ownership says he would like to keep one of the two quarterbacks from last season, aka Justin Fields and or Russell Wilson. Guys, as you guys know, the Pittsburgh Steelers traded for Justin Fields last season, and they ended up getting Russell Wilson on the waiver wire last season before the season started. So, guys, fact or crap, Russell Wilson is the best answer for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. When we look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, I thought they were a quarterback way of actually making a big splash. Actually, I was boasting and raving about them this offseason. I thought with the addition of Justin Fields and or Russell Wilson, just above average quarterback play, they were potentially a Super Bowl team. They have a great defense. They had a good running game. They had a decent wide receiver core. They have a Hall of Fame head coach. All they need is average quarterback play. However, they got below average quarterback play for most of the season. Yes, Russell Wilson did average 225.6 yards passing per game. Justin Fields only averaged 110 yards passing per game. Justin Fields did lead the Steelers to a 4-2 start of the season, but when Russell Wilson did take over the offense, they had a much better look on offense. They doubled in points and they doubled in yards per game as well. So when we look at the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh, guys, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, ownership, I believe it's Arthur II, right? Says he wants to keep one of the two quarterbacks. Basically saying, hey, who is going to be our guy? I don't think Russell Wilson is your long-term answer, right? He's obviously a bridge gap type of man. So, guys, fact or crap, Russell Wilson is the best answer for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. And I have to say crap. I have to say crap because Russell Wilson still thinks he is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Russell Wilson still thinks that he is the man, the myth, the legend. Russell Wilson thinks that he can still sling the ball all over the field with those moon balls. He just doesn't have the arm strength like he once did. Even when Russell Wilson won those Super Bowls, he was carried by the defense. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have more issues than just a quarterback play as of right now. And truth be told, guys, I think they're kind of in a rebuild mode. Najee Harris did not run the ball as expected, as I thought he was going to run the ball. George Pickens, I don't think he wants to be there. The problem is that Russell Wilson might be the safe pick, might be we can go 8-8 and Mike Tomlin can get his another non-losing NFL season. But Justin Fields is your true wild card. I think Justin Fields could lead you to the Super Bowl. I'm going to take words from my man, BC Combs. He said back when Justin Fields was on the Chicago Bears and they were wanting to trade him and get him out of town. Combs, he said, Justin Fields on any other team would be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And looking at it from the last 6 games from this season, I think Justin Fields could be that guy. Now, he could also be a 3-win quarterback, but he also could be a 15-win quarterback too. The truth of the matter is where do the Pittsburgh Steelers organization want to go? Are they happy being a first-round exit? Are they happy just Mike Tomlin getting his 500-plus record every year? Are they just happy being just good enough to be in the conversation? Or do they actually want to win something? I actually had a conversation with the lady that cuts my hair. She's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. She knows I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and we were shooting the shit. And like I said, I couldn't imagine being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I couldn't imagine my ownership, my coaches saying, I just want to be above 500, and that's all I hope for. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is the Pittsburgh Steelers need to blow it up. They need to blow it up. They need to get rid of Mike Tomlin. They need to get rid of Russ. They need to trade George Pickens. I think the only thing valuable on that team is probably J.J. Watt, and even then, he is not expendable. If you get a first-round pick for him, see you, buddy. Guys, fact or crap, Russell Wilson is the best answer for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. I'm saying crap. I'm saying crap because I want to win. I don't want to be a first-round exit. I don't want to be a one and done and the playoffs. I don't want to be 9-8. I either want to be 3-14 or 14-3. Stop with this mediocre BS, and I think Justin Fields will get you over that mediocre BS. Let me know, guys. Fact or crap? Fact or crap? Old Man River says, crap. Russ is going to Vegas, reunite with Pete, and he's getting that band back together. You know, Old Man River, there once was a band that broke up many, many years, and then they got back together and like, hey, it's going to be like old times. But then they realized that they're 60 and 70 years old, and they just weren't very good. Pete Carroll's 73. Russell Wilson's going on 38. Who you going to bring back now? Beast mode? Is Richard Sherman coming out of retirement? Stop. Chevelle 5150 says JJ McCarthy will light it up next season for the Vikings. He's not going to be on the Vikings next season. He will be on the Pittsburgh Steelers or the San Francisco 49ers or the Dallas Cowboys. Alpha Rob says fact, because he's bad and weaker competition. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't have weak competition. They still play in the AFC North. The best division in football, from top to bottom, the best division. Now, the AFC West is starting to make a comeback. The NFC North is starting to make a comeback. But right now, the AFC North is the best from top to bottom. There's not weaker competition. Stop. But Josh is saying fact. Russell Wilson gives us the best chance to win. Real McCoy says Wilson is a safe bet, but not the future. So, Real McCoy, I can't remember if you said you were a Steelers fan or not. So obviously that tells me that Russell Wilson is a bridge gap quarterback. That tells me that you want to either draft a quarterback or get one in free agency. And obviously Russell Wilson does not like any type of competition. I don't think Russell Wilson wants to teach anybody because he still thinks he's the man, the myth, the legend. I don't see Wilson being a teacher, a bridge gap guy, or a guy that's going to get you to a Super Bowl now. I just don't see it. JM says Fields is a one-read running quarterback. He's not going to carry a team. And JM, he doesn't have to carry the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers do have a great defense. If they can just throw the ball just a little bit and George Paxton can catch it, Najee Harris can run the hell out of the ball. The reason why Justin Fields gets this one-read stigma is from Ohio State. And the reason why he got this one-read stigma was because he played with some of the best receivers in the world. And when your receiver's wide open and that's your first read, throw the damn ball. Don't hang on to it and progress. Like, why? If he's open, throw it. And he never had time to really read anything in Chicago because the play calling was so bad, the offensive line was so bad, and the head coach was so bad. Justin Fields did pretty good in those 6 games. Granted, he only threw for 110 yards a game, but that was mainly just the play calling. Old Man River says, is that why you're wearing a hat? I'm wearing a hat because I like champions, man. Josh says, Russ still has 4 good seasons. Stop. Russ does not have 4 good seasons left. Russ does not have 4 good seasons left. If he had 4 good seasons left, he would have been better this season. Russell Wilson is a flash in the pan. He is done. Alpha Rob says, as long as Mike Tomlin gets his 9 wins, he is good. And Alpha Rob meant weaker competition for the Buffalo Bills. Okay. I see it. Now, the final factor crap of the day. New York Jets and Aaron freaking Rodgers. Jets owner Woody Johnson said he is leaving up the decision to bring Aaron Rodgers back up to Aaron Glenn and the general manager. As you guys know, Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, had one of his worst seasons of his career. He does have a potential opt-in 1 year left for the New York Jets after he did sign that 3-year deal just a couple years ago. So, guys, factor crap. Should the New York Football Jets bring back Aaron Rodgers for 2025? Now, despite having one of the worst seasons of his career last year, Aaron Rodgers still did light up the stat category. 3,867 yards passing, 28 touchdowns. And just for the 4th time in his career, he did have double-digit interceptions and just got 11. However, this will be his 21st year in the NFL. However, there have been people on the New York Jets that say, if Aaron Rodgers is coming back, I want to leave, a.k.a. Garrett Wilson. a.k.a. Sauce Gardner, a.k.a. Kinlaw. A lot of your Jets core players do not want to play with Aaron Rodgers. Guys, the Jets, over the last 5-6 years, they have been a sinking ship. They have holes all over their ship, and they've been just putting Band-Aids over it. Here, Aaron Rodgers, you fix this. Here, Alan Lazard, you fix this. Robert Saleh, you fix this. Like, at some point, they just need to let the ship sink, swim back to shore, and rebuild a new ship. And if Aaron Glenn has the opportunity to actually let the sink ship, because I don't think Aaron Glenn has the authority to let Aaron Rodgers come or go. It's all Woody Johnson. Let's just throw that out the window, at the door. Woody Johnson is pulling those strings. Aaron Glenn is a puppet about Aaron Rodgers. But if Aaron Glenn is actually allowed to let the ship sink and rebuild it from the ground up, potentially in 3 years, they could be a decent team. Will they be competing for a Super Bowl? Probably not. But you know what? We didn't think about that. We didn't think that about the Detroit Lions either. So, guys, fact or crap? Should the Jets bring back for Aaron Rodgers for 2025? It is absolute crap. Aaron Rodgers is the type of player that you have to force out the door. Aaron Rodgers is the type of player that thinks he can play till the age of 60. Aaron Rodgers has nothing else to do besides football. He has divorced his mom and dad. He doesn't talk to his parents. He doesn't have a lady friend or a boyfriend. Like he is just a hermit crab that does drugs in the off season. He is a cancer, and he just is not good for a team that's trying to build. Now, if Aaron Rodgers were to go to a team like the Minnesota Vikings, that might happen. He might have success. If Aaron Rodgers goes to a team like the San Francisco 49ers, he might have success. If he goes to a team like the Miami Dolphins, might have success. But on a rebuild like the New York Jets, he is a cancer. You got to get him out. So, guys, fact or crap, should the Jets bring back Aaron Rodgers for 2025? Let me know. Alpha Rob says crap. Get him out of town. Send him to Vegas, sign him up, and we'll win the Super Bowl. Josh says that the Niners should sign him next season. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me. Brock Purdy is I think he has 1 year left on his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken. So why not bring him in? Why not? And especially since he hurt his elbow again with the Tommy John. Is the AC joint? I think that's the elbow injury that he sustained versus the Eagles a couple years ago and re-injured it the second last game. But yeah, like you don't know what you have in Brock Purdy, right? Real McCoy says the Jets are failures, so they bring him back Aaron Rodgers for his final season. And honestly, Real McCoy, the NFL is going to have to push Aaron Rodgers out the door. Aaron Rodgers is going to be 47, 48 years old. He can still run around and play with like a 22-year-old. It's just not going to work. Alpha Rob says facts. Absolutely, he'd be even more slower next season. And Alpha Rob, even just 3 years ago, Aaron Rodgers was an MVP caliber quarterback. The beginning of the end for Aaron Rodgers is when he tore his Achilles and he tried to come back that same year. Like, I don't know what he was trying to prove, like he's some type of superhuman or this or whatever, but I feel that officially cut his career short. Because even this season, when he did scramble, you can kind of tell that his extension, his flexibility, and that ankle was just not all there. He was a hell of a lot slower. He was scared to take hits, and when he would take hits, he would kind of fall and definitely protect that ankle. So yeah, he would definitely 100% be slower next year. Josh said Aaron Rodgers became starting quarterback in 2008 after sitting on the bench for 3 years, right? Or 4 years. Wally Locke says, bro, low, he doesn't talk to his parents for a reason, man. Listen, most of us are probably most of us are boys here, right? We do got 20% female reach, but 80% of the people that watch the Man Hour are men. We have been through our teenage years. We have fought with our parents, right? We thought that we were the alpha males, and we tried to, pump up your chest to your dad. And my boys will do the same thing to me. And I'm going to have to be the alpha male and smack him down. And for whatever reason, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers' dad didn't smack him down, or I don't know what happened, but it would take a lot for me not to want to ever to divorce my parents for one, but not ever talk to anybody from my family. Now, I don't go out of my way to call my mom and dad and sisters and aunts and uncles, and I don't go out of my way, but when I call, they answer. When they call, I answer. Right? It's just like I just don't get it. Right? And Wally says, bring up literally anything but his parents. They are disasters. Why are his parents disasters? All parents suck, right? As a kid, all parents suck, but we grow out of that. Russ is going to Vegas. Rodgers to Steelers could work. Interesting. But guys, that is it for today. We are live, raw, uncut every Monday through Friday. If you guys like this type of NFL talk, live, raw, uncut, interactive, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share this with a couple friends. And we'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Until then, guys, we are out.